Hello, people. Welcome back to my channel. If this is the first time you're here, I invite you to give us a like and to look at the video. Remember, this is a series of videos for people who want to take the TOEFL test and for some reason they cannot study in a course, so they can do it independently. Or if you're in a course, you can always come here and watch the video. Right now, we're working with structure and written expression, and we're going to move on to skill 13. Right, says when I work with sentences with reduced clauses. It is possible in English for a clause to appear in a complete form or in a reduced form. My friend should be in the train, which is arriving at the train station. The first sentence shows an adjective clause in its complete form, which is arriving at the station now. And in its reduced form, arriving at the station now. My friend should be on the train, arriving at the station now. Although it was not really difficult, the exam took a lot of time. The second sentence shows an adverb clause in its complete form, although it was not really difficult, and its reduced form, although not really difficult. The two types of clauses that can reduce in English are one, adjective clauses, and two, adverb clauses. It is important to become familiar with these reduced clauses because they appear frequently on the TOEFL test. So, we're going to start with reduced adjective clauses, to skill 13. These adjective clauses can appear in a reduced form. In the reduced form, the adjective clause connector and the verb be that are to follow are omitted. Example, here we got the woman who is waving to us is the tour guide. The letter, which was written last week, arrived today. The picture that is on the table is full of iced tea. Each of these sentences may be used in the complete form or in the reduced form. In the reduced form, the connector who, which, or that is omitted along with the verb be, is, or was. If there is no verb be in the adjective clause, it is still possible to have a reduced form. When there is no be verb in the adjective clause, the connector is omitted and the verb is changed to the ing form. For example, I don't understand the article which appears in today's paper, so we eliminate. In this example, there is no verb be in the adjective clause which appears in today's paper, so the connector which is omitted, and the main verb appears is changed to ing form, appearing. I don't understand the article appearing in today's paper. It should be noted that not all adjective clauses can appear in a reduced form. An adjective clause can appear in a reduced form only if the adjective clause connector is followed directly by a verb. In other words, an adjective clause can only be reduced if the connector is also a subject. For example, the woman that I just met is the tour guide. Here, there's no reduction. The letter which you sent me arrived yesterday. It does not reduce either. In these two examples, the adjective clause cannot be reduced because the adjective clause connector that in which are not directly followed by the verbs. That is directly followed by the subject I, and which is directly followed by the subject you. The final point to note is that some adjective clauses are set off from the rest of the sentence with commas, and these adjective clauses can also be reduced. In addition, when an adjective clause is set off with commas, the reduced adjective clause can appear at the front of the sentence. For example, the White House, comma, which is located in Washington, comma, is the home of the president. The White House, comma, located in Washington, comma, is the home of the president. Located in Washington, comma, the White House is the home of the president. The president, comma, who is now preparing to give a speech, comma, is meeting with his advisors. The president, comma, now preparing to give a speech, comma, is meeting with his advisors. Now preparing to give a speech, comma, the president is meeting with his advisors. In these two examples, the adjective clauses are set off from the rest of the sentence with commas. So each sentence can be structured in two different ways. One, with a complete clause, the White House, which is located in Washington, the president who is now preparing to give a speech. Two, with the reduced clause following the noun that it describes. The White House, comma, located in Washington, comma, is the home of the president. The president, comma, now preparing to give a speech, comma, is meeting with his advisors. And number three, with the reduced clause at the beginning of the sentence. Located in Washington, comma, the White House is the home of the president. Now preparing to give a speech, comma, the president is meeting with his advisors. Here we have an example of how this may be tested on the TOEFL test. The example reads, blank, on several different television programs, comma, the witness gave conflicting results of what had happened. In this example, answer A is incorrect because there are two clauses. he appeared, and the witness gave. There is no connector to join. Answer B is incorrect because an adjective clause such as who appeared cannot appear at the beginning of the sentence unless it's in a reduced form. Answer C is the correct answer because it is a reduced form of the clause who appeared. And this reduced form can appear at the front of the sentence. Appearing on several different television programs, the witness gave conflicting accounts of what had happened. Answer D is not the reduced form of the verb. It is merely a verb in the present tense. A verb such as appears needs a subject and a connector to be correct. So here we have a chart which lists the structure for reduced adjective clauses and rules for how and when the reduced forms can be used. Okay, reduced adjective clauses with a be verb in the adjective clause. We got which is, which are, that is. So we eliminate the adjective, connector, subject, and the verb be. If there's no verb be in the clause, again, we omit the adjective, connector, subject, and the main verb is changed to the ing form. To reduce an adjective clause, omit the adjective, clause, connector, subject, and the verb be. If there is no verb be, omit the connector, subject, and change the main verb to the ing form. Only reduce an adjective clause if the connector subject is directly followed by the verb. If an adjective clause is set up with commas, the reduced clause can be moved to the front of the sentence. Okay, so here it says, each of the following sentences contains an adjective clause in a complete or reduced form. Underline the adjective clause, and then indicate the sentences are correct or incorrect. Example number 1, we will have to return the merchandise purchased yesterday at Broadway. Okay, so the original form will be like which was purchased yesterday at Broadway. So we eliminate the connector, subject, and we eliminate the verb be. We have the children sat at the fancy restaurant and found it difficult to behave. So the original will be the children who sat. So we eliminate who, the main verb had to change to sitting. Right? The children sitting in the fancy restaurant found it difficult to behave. All right, so now it's time for you to try to do this. Right, pause the video right now, answer the exercise. Then when you finish, come back and we can look at your answers, okay? So I'm gonna pause it now and come back when you're ready. Okay, now that you finish, right, we have serving a term of 4 years, the mayor of the town will face re-election next year. So this is correct. Okay, which is the mayor of the town who serves, for example, right? So we will eliminate who, the main verb changes to ing, and that's why. The brand new Cadillac, purchased in less than 2 weeks ago, was destroyed in the accident. Here you can see it's a problem because it would be the brand new Cadillac, which was purchased less than 2 weeks ago, was destroyed in the accident. So eliminate which, was, and we just leave purchase. The fans who supported their team always come out to the games in large numbers. Okay, so here you can see the problem. We're gonna eliminate who. The fans supporting their team always come out with the games in large numbers. All right, the original will be who support. So we eliminate who and the main verb with ing. The suspect can be seen in the photograph were just released by the police. Okay, we have a problem here because the suspect can be seen in the photographs just released by the police. Right, we eliminate were. This is which were. So we eliminate which, we eliminate were. The food placing on the picnic table attracted a large number of flies. So we eliminate that. You know, the food which was placed on the picnic table, right? So we eliminate which, was, and place changes So it should be like that, you know, no, not placing, but place. Impressed with everything she had heard about the course, Mary signed children up for it. Fine. So Mary, who was impressed. So we eliminate who, we eliminate the verb be, we just leave that. Passengers at the airport waiting room heard the announcement of the canceled flight, groaned audibly. Right, here we go. Problem, because it will be hearing, right? The passengers who heard, so we eliminate who, and heard changes to ing. The passengers in the airport waiting room hearing the announcement of the canceled flight groaned audibly. Dissatisfied with the service of the restaurant, the meal really was not enjoyable. Here we have many problems, you know. This is an illogical reduction because the only one that can be satisfied the people, but it doesn't mention the people. Then it mentions the meal, so there's really nothing here for us to do. All right, guys. So I hope this helped you. And again, like I said, if you find this useful, give it a thumbs up because that really helps with the YouTube algorithm. Consider subscribing, of course, you know, because it really helps the channel to grow. And share it with somebody else who might benefit from this type of tutorships. You know, they're completely free. There will always be. So thank you for watching my video. Thank you for coming to my channel, and I'll see you around.